Alright guys, we are doing a 2.5 year update on my 2005 Ram, what I've done to it, and some of the things that I really liked and some of the other things that I didn't. We're probably going to start with the inside, and then we'll go to the engine bay, and then kind of work our way underneath of the vehicle. So as always, when you guys like, share, and subscribe to our channel, it definitely helps us out. I've noticed a lot of people watching are not actually subscribed to our channel. It's free. It only takes a couple seconds, and especially to some of our sponsors. So, they also have Facebook pages, or it's just our way of showing support. So if you guys could also like their Facebook, or if they have a YouTube channel, even better. So just like, share, and subscribe that. But let's get started with the inside. Okay, so starting with the inside, we're going to start with the door seals. If you watched my last video, that was rubber the right way. So they provided us with both front door seals, and it made an incredible difference. It's really nice. The product is really soft, and it's really good time. Another thing that I did to the inside was we added the SRT 10 Dodge grab handle. Now, if you guys know anything about this, I really like this look, and I really like where the tuner is. We'll get into that here in a minute, but the only thing I don't like about these are how cheaply they're made, especially for a Mopar part. I do have a video where where the bolts go. There's actually it's aluminum cup that goes in and on the outside of where the bolt goes through, and it helps stiffen everything up, and I would highly recommend that. They were like $9 per side. I am planning on doing that, like I said. So if you want to see anything about that, we have a video on that as well. Getting into this is a Smarty MM3 Touch tuner. I really like the ability to have multiple tunes on there, and I got these tunes actually through 5.9 Diesel. So visit their site as well. He's really helpful. We do have an upcoming mod that I'm going to reach out to him again, and we're going to get some updated tunes. I do have a big mod for this truck coming, so stay tuned for that. But the only thing I really don't like about that is the screen on it is a little bit dated. Where like if you have an Edge tuner display, it's way more current and newer looking, but I guess it kind of matches since this is an older truck. I would like someone to reach out that has a better fitting floor mat. I hate these. I will never put them in any of my vehicles. Up next is our cup holder. This was a $20 mod on eBay. You can get them on Amazon as well. Fitment is really good. As you can tell, that's a whole water bottle. And the only thing I really didn't like about this is I had to adjust the latch on this, which you're going to have to with any of these. I just wish Dodge would have come up with a better solution for putting the cup holders in, but I like this way better than that. I do have a mod coming up. I'll let you know how good or bad that was once we do that. It's the USB port that's in here. Up next is it is a Pioneer DMH 160 BT. It is a touchscreen. This is my third one, not because it's been bad, but I've had them in multiple other vehicles. For the price point, it's really hard to beat. Every once in a blue moon, you'll get an issue where you will have to hard reset them. Other than that, you cannot ask for a better radio. It looks super clean because there's no buttons. And then, of course, getting into this, I can provide links. If you guys have any questions about anything that I'm pointing out, feel free to ask. But this was an Amazon link. It fits really well, minus right there. But most people are not going to notice that. I do want to get a silver one. That is because I went ahead and got Laramie door cards and seats as well, which we'll get into them next. But I do want to replace that. At the time when I had this, I didn't have the Laramie interior, and I think it would just go really well. Steering wheel covers don't really count, but that's a Mopar part too. So anyway, I also have, this is kind of interior exterior. The rear view camera is a master tailgater, and I have had an issue where I had to replace it. I did a better job of weatherproofing the harness where the handle and the main harness connects. The power wire actually ended up corroding off inside of the plug. So just something to look at. But interior, I got the door panels and seats, which there's a video on that as well. And they are Laramie seats, so and door panels. The top of the door panel is soft touch. I highly recommend if you can get a set of these. The leather's not in bad shape, and I'm a huge fan of the suede. So that's pretty much for the inside. LEDs, they were cheap. These ones are dying as we speak, but yeah, that's pretty much for the inside. So let me go to under the engine bay, and then we'll work our way to the exterior. Okay, so under the engine bay, this is a eBay intake horn. I realize the dipstick is supposed to be underneath there. It's kind of why the fitment is bad. That was my fault. I'm not pulling it back off. But I also did a grid heater delete, which is an eBay part 2. I think both of them together were about 70 bucks. The grid heater, there's nothing wrong with that one, but the intake horn, specifically around where the boot goes, the fitment is okay. It's not the worst. It's not the best. And then, of course, we did an SMB intake, which looks like my filter needs changed. I like this. I went ahead and pulled the silencer ring off, but 300 bucks. The only issue I had with that was when I initially got it, which they did send me another panel for the top, but this had like some kind of protective cover on it, and you couldn't get it off, and it ended up scratching the panel altogether. So under here is pretty stock for now. I'll give you a clue. This is going to be my mod coming up. So if you guys got this far, take a guess in the comments of what you think we're putting underneath of this. So onto the exterior. Of course, I did Alpha Rex headlights. I have zero complaints about them. Love every single part of them. These are Morimoto, which I wish at the time I would have went with Alpha Rexes, but Alpha Rex did not have them out at the time. There is a color difference at nighttime, but both of them are incredible. And they look really good too. So I know people don't want to pay $150 for headlights or for fog lights, or I got my headlights on sale for 900 bucks, but they were, I think, $1,100 and some dollars, and they were worth every penny. I just wish I would have went with Alpha Rex fog lights, just so the color difference would have been fine. Up next, we did Boost Auto Parts 4th-gen style mirrors. Huge fan of these too. The only thing I wish I would have did differently with these are just blinkers only. I wish I would have went with the daytime runner as well. I think it would have looked really, really slick, but I got these as I think it was a Valentine's Day gift, but they're awesome. Highly recommend them. They are just as good as OEM, if not better. And then small now running boards on this truck. They were really, really good. I'm tired of jumping up into this truck. It's too tall. So I highly recommend them. I like this style. It's pretty clean. It kind of goes with the blacked out look that we have, and they're really, really sturdy. They hold me about 250 pounds. So I do want to get a bed. There's a bubble there, and the other side's a little bit worse. And inside of this thing was worked really, really hard. So, but anyway, so these are Recon taillights, and there's a Recon third brake light. I like these, but again, I kind of just wish I would have went with Alpha Rex. I think Alpha Rex is, now looking back, I think they look a little better, but I don't want to spend the money again. And I will also say the fitment of both of these are not what I thought for what I would have paid. As far as fitment goes, I would give them like 2.5. No, that's not fair. 3.5 out of 5. For 400 bucks, I expected them to be way better than what they are. So, and we did, of course, cheap tag lights. I think they're eBay ones. They were like 11, 12 bucks. So for exterior mods, and there is the master tailgater. Would like to get that color match as well. So last thing, I did tires, but that don't really count. So in the rear, we did Fox 2.0 shocks. They do not have a reservoir. And we also did up front, these are Thurin coils. They are 2-inch rays, and these are the Fox 2.0 shocks that are tuned for these. And as you could tell, the Thurin sway bar. one other thing we did underneath the front of this truck is the Thurin track bar. So probably my two favorite mods, of course, are the tuner. It makes the truck way different, and everything else really helped out underneath the front of it, but the sway bar made this a whole different truck. So the coils made it a little softer, the shocks made it a little softer, but for whatever reason, the sway bar just changed the whole truck entirely. I know $600 is a lot for a sway bar, and I don't like spending it more than the next person, but highly recommend it. So sorry this video is not really super action-packed, but this is more of what we've done. So if you guys have any questions about anything that I've installed, or just any questions about these, if I can help you out, or my brother, get a hold of us and shoot us a message and comment below. But thanks for watching up to this point. So like, share, subscribe to this video as well, and thanks again for watching. Oh, and one last thing I guess that we haven't talked about is the transmission. I guess it should have fell under the hood, but this is a Muldoon Stage 1. I believe it was like $7,200 installed, and it was, of course, worth every penny. If you have a 48 RE, of course, you know how they are, but I was starting to have issues with mine slipping, and I just didn't want it to fail anymore. So when I bought this truck, I knew going into this that it was going to need a transmission, and I was fine with that eventually at some point in its life. And it did fail a little sooner than I thought. So, but highly recommend Muldoons. If you know anything about them, you'll know the kind of reputation that they carry. But yeah, so this is just a little bonus part of the video. I forgot to add that while we were walking around. But like I said, if you guys have any questions, get a hold of us.